Hey everyone, and welcome to Quickscope podcast. We're your hosts Eric and Serge, and we're brought to you by Higher Passion Entertainment. We're here to talk about our passion, which is video games, and we're excited to be here. We've been on hiatus for a minute. I've been out with we had two newborn twins, so we're very excited about that. But now that we're on a schedule, we can finally get I can finally get back into my hobbies, into this stuff which I love. And I've actually been playing quite a few games while I've been at home with the girls. So yeah, I'm excited to get into it. Serge, how you been doing?
Good, good, man. Well, congrats, first of all.
Yeah,
Congrats to you,
thanks.
and hopefully everything's going well. But
Yeah,
yeah, everything's been
yeah,
good.
and congrats to you
Life's
too
been
on the
getting busy.
engagement, right? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Engaged and just got a new job, so life's getting good. But busy, good busy, but it's life.
yep, yep. So what have you been doing? Any games that you've been playing recently? Well, we've been on our what
I've
was it,
been,
like a month that we've been off now?
yeah, yeah. I tried Splitgate. I like Splitgate a
Oh,
lot, actually.
Splitgate, that's a good one.
Splitgate is fun. Yeah, it's surprisingly really good. I think when you see it, you're just like, what is this knockoff Halo?
Right?
And then you play it, and it's just like, wow, it actually plays pretty well. Like it actually plays like you know, an actual shooter that I want to play, and it was fun. Me and my friends were playing it for a whole weekend, and we enjoyed it. Getting used to the portal system is a little weird, just because you're not used to watching your back like that,
Yeah.
but it takes a little time. But surprise, I don't want to say it plays better than Halo, but the gameplay is actually really, really good. It's really surprising for how the game looks, I guess, in a
Yeah,
sense.
I could definitely see
I guess
that.
if I
I
want
think
to say
that's
that.
a really good description
Yeah,
of it too. It's a combination of like Halo and Portal, and that's how it works.
yeah,
So yeah, that's a fun game. That's definitely one. We could probably talk about it more in our recommendations later, but yeah, that's a
yeah,
good one. I've actually been playing Pokemon Unite, so the new MOBA.
yeah,
And it's gonna come out on mobile in September, so in a few weeks it'll come out. But I've been playing a lot of that just because I'm with like the babies. I need to be able to have something that's more mobile. I can't just be stationary.
yeah,
So I've been playing a lot of that. And it's actually pretty fun. The only bad thing about it is a 10-cent game, so it's produced by Tencent. So there's a lot of like pay to win type of
yeah,
things going on there, which sucks. So occasionally you'll run into someone that has like all their items maxed out, and you can tell they put in hundreds of dollars into the game already.
yeah,
And whereas me, I'm trying to just do it free to play. I'm grinding through it. I'm actually doing pretty well. I think I gotten to a really good point. I think I'm at. It's funny. Their levels, instead of like silver, bronze, and gold, is like good, great, excellent, and so I just
yeah,
hit the excellent level. So I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's quick, easy, 5 minute, 10 minute games. So that's what makes it easier and more portable for me. And then obviously I've still been playing some of the strategy games like TFT. Because that's just
yeah,
easily I can just sit at my computer and play those, and I don't have to be as concentrated on those types of games right now. So, uh, yeah, there's definitely games out there for everyone. So the chill games for me for now, is definitely working out.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, Pokemon Unite's fun. I played a few games, but I guess I never have my Switch charged. I feel like I never put it to charge, so I'm waiting till it's on mobile a little bit to play a little more, just because I'm always looking for a phone game to play. But that style that you said, pay to win, just kind of fits that's kind of how mobile games
Yeah,
and sometimes mobile Switch games. That's kind of how it works. So
yeah, it's gonna happen.
it's an unfortunate thing that you just kind of that's just how they're gonna make their money,
Yeah,
right?
see,
So
I was hoping that because it was a MOBA, they wouldn't do that,
yeah,
because it is a mobile game. But because it was a MOBA like League of Legends, like Dota, I was hoping that they
yeah,
wouldn't have pay to win, because those games don't. What those games have is you can pay to unlock different characters and different
yeah,
skins and all that, like other games like Apex, for example. But
yeah,
in this one is that you can literally pay to have better items in the game or to upgrade your items to a certain level. So yeah, that's what really bugged me about it, because it was a Switch game first. It's not even a mobile game yet.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so
But it fits that style.
it does.
I guess I'd consider it a mobile game, a mobile genre
Yeah.
type game. I don't know if that makes sense. Like it fits a
Yes, it
mobile
does.
personally to me. Yeah,
Definitely.
so
So
that's just kind of how they are. Usually free, pay to win, and that's just how they are
yeah,
usually.
so it's going good right now. Other than that, I did want to talk about some gaming news. Something pretty crazy coming out of China. And I know you want to get into this a little bit too. What do you think about the newest China bans? Did you hear about them?
Yeah, yeah. That there was the news like on I don't know Wednesday. It was a Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday. Uh, yeah, it's crazy, man. That just I guess that shows you how good we have it here, right? Like I mean, there's people over there kind of controlling them and telling them what to do and having them restricted to what 3 hours a week. I think they said or during the week. I'm not sure exactly what they
Yeah, I
said.
think they were saying
Um,
for minors, it's gonna be during the weekday they can only play like an hour a day, and then on the
yeah,
weekend 3 hours total for the weekend or something like that for
yeah.
for minors.
That's. I mean, I get it, but I don't know if that's the way to go about it. You give someone, you give them a little bit of freedom and tell them, try doing this, or at least put some advertisement out there to try to stop them to play video games. But I mean, why are we trying to stop people from playing video games? It's a hobby, just like anything else, right? Um, and there's so much money in China with video games. They're just kind of hurting your own economy, right? It feels like
Yeah.
Tencent. Tencent
Oh
is
yeah, they're
is
Chinese.
they're aren't
Yep.
they a Chinese company? I just that from that point of view, I don't see it. You're kind of hurting your economy, but
Yeah.
communism,
I know.
man. I don't want to get political, but
I know. It
communism.
it it's crazy. It's crazy
That's
because they've already started some of these bans, right? So China was actually working with Tencent and other developers in their own in their country to start doing like facial recognition and other things, so they can be able to pinpoint who has already spent a certain amount of time in front of a computer playing games. So they're already looking into that. So it's crazy because there's games out there that are really big in China that aren't as big anymore here. And one of the more prominent ones, and I know a lot of people don't play this anymore, but it's still worth mentioning, is PUBG. So if you look at the numbers for PUBG, of when their like peak times are and everything of who's playing it, it's China. It's a lot of people in China that are playing PUBG, and it's really funny because you can actually go online and look at the chart of when people are playing and when it drops off, and they have a hard curfew I think at 10 p.m. during the weekdays, and once it hits 10 p.m. China time, it just drops off. It's gone. Like there's only like a handful, a couple thousand players playing PUBG, and so then we've actually seen I think Player Unknown. So for those that don't know Player Unknown, he's probably one of the major creators of battle royales, and he created PUBG. They came out and they said they're gonna start moving away from PUBG, and he's gonna start on this new initiative, right? That's what they were calling it. It's not necessarily a new game, maybe a new initiative. But their hand was forced because of China, because of this country that has really kind of changed the way that they look at gaming and how people are going to be able to game in the future. Would do you see a lot of other developers maybe doing this type of thing?
I mean, if they have a big you know draw from China,
Yeah,
possibly. I mean, I mean, if your money's being cut short from China, then you're kind of screwed, right? So, I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be people. They're gonna have to test waters and see what happens. But like you said, if PUBG's numbers are completely dropping once China's done playing, they're gonna have to switch something. I mean, they're gonna have to just like you said, get rid of it and just kind of move on and try some initiative and see
yeah,
what works. I mean, I really don't know what the
I
answer is
know.
here. It's
It
kind of new waters.
I think PUBG their hand was forced because
Yeah,
China
yeah.
was
There's nothing you can do.
their majority uh,
I mean,
audience, right? That's where it was still big. Because here we have so many other battle royales that kind of took the scene,
yeah.
took it away from PUBG, and but in China it was still prominent, and now with this it's pretty crazy. I think it's gonna be crazy to see also at the esport level, because I mean when you look at all these esports like Dota, even like Overwatch League, which I followed, China was a big competitor, right? They were big in esports. Obviously, you always have Korea as the top
Yeah.
contenders. Korea, you have a lot of like the Oceania countries. You have Australia, and then they do really well. But China was always up there, right? I think they were always really good in when it came to esports, and limiting minors from playing these games, I think is really going to affect how good they are in esports moving forward, right? They're not going to get as much practice time as they would otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're basically cutting their time, and I won't even say half. It's like a
Yeah,
quarter. And I mean, I don't know. I just think it's a step back for maybe not just China, just in gaming in general, because things were going so good for gaming, and everyone was starting to see the positives of it. And then you see China come out of nowhere and just say it's. I mean, they're essentially saying it's a negative.
yeah,
It's a negative part of society. It's a negative part of life, which we as gamers don't believe
yeah.
that. We've been told that since we were kids that gaming is horrible for us and gaming is a waste of time, and it's just constant battle. But things are going so well for so long that now I guess it still shows you that there's still ways to go um, till society I guess really accepts gaming. So
Yeah, so
uh,
yeah, there's definitely been that backlash there from a lot of the gamer community online. I already started seeing some streamers and people say that they have family in China that because of this, this was like the final straw for a lot of them. Because I mean,
yeah,
for myself, playing video games is a way for me to like release some stress, to like just relax at the end of the day. And I'm sure there's a lot of people in China that feel that way too. And then someone that would be like just as passionate about it, they might look at this and be like, okay, I'm out. I can't do this. So
yeah. You're causing trouble, not trouble for your own trouble for their own country, because I mean if they're not there wasting their time, not wasting their time, but if they're not there using their time on video games, maybe they're out doing drugs, they're out doing creating violence, they're out as long as you're inside playing video games, you're not outside doing something dumb. So
yeah,
you're creating another problem for yourself, I guess, if you're limiting them to not being home at night. I mean, what are they going to do for 2 hours before 10 to
exactly.
12? They're going to go find trouble or
Yeah,
something. So I don't know. That's just I don't like I said, I don't want to get political, but that's just communism. And if
yeah,
anybody ever says in the United States that we're controlled and this and that, it just
yeah.
look at
Look
that.
over
That's
there.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy seeing it. So, but I hope we that developers aren't hurt as bad from it. But I mean, we already have one player unknown who's moving on from PUBG onto other games because of this. So,
Yeah, and especially if they were just holding on by that kind
yeah,
of sucks for them,
yeah,
And PUBG was probably I mean, PUBG and H1N1 were the big start of battle
oh yeah.
royale. So that's kind of sad to see for
Yeah,
sure.
so we'll see where they go from there. We'll see if we hear any more information out of China. Obviously, this is gonna take a while to implement, because I mean, doing anything with curfews to that extent, and fully implementing it through law, it's gonna take a while, maybe a couple years. But even then, it looks like
Yeah,
they are moving forward with it. So, uh, yeah, we'll see. We'll keep a close eye on it for sure.
yeah.
On a more positive note, we did just have Gamescom this past weekend, and it was actually really interesting. A lot of people were actually saying Gamescom was better than E3 this year, and
It was.
I mean, some of the games that were coming out here, I have a few that I want to touch on for sure, but some of them look really cool. One of them that I think was really interesting, and I want to start off with this one because we were just talking about Pokemon Unite, is Doc V, right? Doc
Yeah,
V is, I think this might actually be a competitor for Pokemon, the like traditional series Pokemon.
yeah,
It looks really interesting. It's like you're this character who has to go and like fight to collect these monsters. So it's kind of like Pokemon, but they're called Doc V's. And uh, once you collect them, you can use them to battle against like these robots that are around the world, right? So it looks really interesting how like the game mechanics work, and obviously they took a lot from Pokemon, but they kind of included
yeah.
like what was that game called? It was like on Dreamcast. It was like Jet something. Uh, but the like types of movements and how you move around the world, is
Yeah.
very reminiscent of those types of games where you can like skate around and go and do other things in the world itself. So I think this one stood out to me so much because I wasn't expecting it, and I thought it
Yeah.
looked really cool. Were there any games like that that stood out to you, or this one in particular?
I mean, no, yeah, that stood out for sure because, how many companies and how many games have tried to knock off Pokemon and have failed? Countless, I mean, Animal Crossing, I guess you could say is somewhat of a competitor to Pokemon, and they're not exactly the same, but, um, this is I guess, has the best chance, like you said, of not knocking them off,
Yeah.
but at least giving them a run for their money. Where it looks, it's knockoff Pokemon in a sense. They're using a lot of. It looks like they're using a lot of the mechanics, but it's more. It looked more open world, like you said. You were able to use a skateboard, and you were able to use like just different type of vehicles to move around, and the monsters. I guess you said Poke. Are they calling them Poke V
Dog
or
Bees. Yeah,
Doc V's? Doc V's.
I
That's what
think
they're
so.
called.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look pretty cool. I know there's like a polar bear, and there was a few other pretty cool ones that and the boss looked pretty cool at the end of the video. So I don't know. It looks interesting. I'm gonna give it a shot for sure because
Yeah.
everybody wants something like Pokemon, but new. Pokemon's still amazing, but Pokemon is Pokemon. It's the same thing. Not the same thing all the time, but
Yeah.
something new is
I
nice
I
to
don't
see.
think we've ever really seen a true competitor for Pokemon.
Yeah.
So maybe there have been, and they just fell through the woodwork, and no
Oh
one
yeah,
really
they've
paid
all fallen
attention.
off. Yeah.
But this one actually got a lot of praise in social media. A lot of people were talking about it and saying that they're gonna give it a shot. So definitely, I'm gonna try it out. It looks really cool. It looks really fun.
The
I'm excited for
graphics
it,
look good.
and I'll probably give that one a shot. If you guys haven't seen it, look up the trailer, Doc V, and we have actual gameplay for it, which is really interesting also because a lot of times when you hear a brand new game, we don't necessarily get gameplay trailers. You just get kind of like a
Yeah.
cinematic trailers. So the fact that they came out with gameplay right away, it kind of shows that they really believe in what they're doing there, and they're already far enough along. I think it's supposed to come out in like February or something, so
Yeah.
they're ready to release it soon. So yeah, that one really stood out to me.
The four.
Were there any other ones?
Yeah, another one that stood out for me. Yeah, the Forza Horizon looked
Oh yeah,
amazing. That Ford Bronco, man, that thing looked amazing in that. I those graphics, man, like just the movement looked amazing. I haven't played Forza in a while. I think Forza 3 was the last one I
okay,
played. I remember, but yeah, man, it looked amazing, and I'm kind of excited. I'm not. I used to love Need for Speed for the older Forzas, but since then I haven't really played any racing games, and this might be it, man. I like the way it looked, and
yeah,
it just looks so smooth, and the graphics on the Xbox One is probably gonna be
yeah.
great.
I mean,
And the
they're going
Xbox,
hyper realistic with this stuff now, with especially with Forza
yeah,
and coming out on PC also. They're gonna be able to do even more with the equipment they have. So obviously
yeah,
the Xbox, but with PC, there's just it's gonna get better. The graphics are just gonna keep getting better, and I think this is
yeah,
one of those titles because it is an exclusive for Xbox. It'll probably be on Game Pass when it first comes out,
yeah,
right?
yeah, most likely.
So that would be definitely one to for people to take a look at. I'm not a big fan of the like car games or the Forza games for that matter, but I will admit that it did look pretty cool, and just how intricate and detailed everything is in the Forza games. I have a lot of
Yeah,
friends that are car guys that will definitely be getting that game and spending hours on it because it's that good. It
yeah,
really is, and they do a good job at kind of defining that genre right now. If you want to play,
yeah. They're one of the only. Yeah, they're probably the only successful, I guess. Uh,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, what other racing games are really, I guess, prominent? Formula
F1,
One, I
yeah,
guess, a little bit, but
that's what I was gonna say. So
F1, F1.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're really
that's it.
defining the genre right now, and they can go anywhere with it. But just doubling down on the realism there, it's gonna be good for them.
Yeah,
Um, that kind of leads me to another game that came out that was another sequel. Call of Duty Vanguard. We got a full gameplay trailer for that too. And what stood out on Call of Duty for me was again the realism. right? How crazy those graphics looked, and I'm really excited for Call of Duty. I know it's another Call of Duty. It's set in World War II, and I know a lot of people are like kind of getting tired of it, of just the same games coming out every year, every 2 years. But
Yeah,
I do think that there are people that are dedicated to those games that are gonna enjoy this. Um, I do believe that they're gonna come out with a really good story for it. Who knows what kind of additional gameplay they'll come out for the multiplayer for Vanguard. Maybe we'll get another version of Warzone for it. So yeah,
yeah, maybe Warzone needs something new.
yeah,
So
we'll see where it goes. But as it stands, the trailer that they showed at Gamescom, that was really dope. Like the full,
yeah,
like you went through. I guess they were on like this little town, and it was being blown up, and all the fire, and you having to like sneak around to get the guns and to get
yeah,
past the soldiers. It's it's a trope that we've seen before in video games, but at the same time, it's just they're doubling down on the realism, on how cool it looks, on the graphics, and obviously with if you're playing on controller, on the haptics within the controller itself, they made a point to discuss that during their during not during the trailer, but when they were discussing it later. I thought it was really cool. And
yeah.
I'm a sucker for shooters, so Call of Duty, Vanguard, it definitely got me excited. Um, I don't think it's one of those games that I'll get right away when it first comes out. I'm gonna wait for some of the reviews first to see what people
Yeah.
say. Just because that I generally wait for games like that. I'm at the point now where I play more of the free games, but for
Yeah, for me personally, I made a stand to not buy COD, and I bought every COD since Call of Duty
uh
2. And I made a stand to not buy COD anymore unless it has zombies
zombies. Okay,
or unless it's free. Um, because it's the same. It's the Madden
the
thing.
meta
It's
thing,
the
yeah.
Madden, the NBA. They have your money, and until you stop buying their game, they're gonna keep doing the same wishy-washy thing. They're gonna give you better graphics, and they're gonna give you the same game over and over and over again. And they, as much as they want to say that they're gonna change, they're not going to until you stop paying that money.
Oh yeah,
So eh, I want to buy it because it's just Call of Duty. You have to. It's like one of those games you're just like, yeah, it's Call of Duty. Like I could play it a few times, but I don't like multiplayer anymore. Multiplayer is the same thing over and
yeah.
over again. Warzone was amazing because obviously battle royale it's something different every time, but the multiplayer is the same thing over again. They try new game modes, they don't work. It's just such a waste of money. You really have to convince me to pay $60 for a game
Yeah.
nowadays. Just because everything free is so much better. Why am I going to spend $60 on a game, especially when it's Call of Duty the same thing over and over again? I don't see myself buying it. I'm not gonna say I won't, but I don't see myself buying it just
Yeah.
because it's Call of Duty, the same thing over and over again. And until they prove me wrong, I don't think I see myself really buying into their BS that they're gonna change. And they've been saying that for 10
Yeah.
years since Call of Duty 4. Black Ops 2, I guess Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3 was the last one that they made that was decently good. So
Dang.
I don't know.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Cause, man, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, and it's Call of Duty, but uh, I think just because it's not set in the modern times, kind of like Warzone and all those games,
I know, but they've tried that before.
they
Like
have.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
true.
I just don't. I don't see what's gonna
I know.
make it better.
After
I
I
don't
will
see
admit,
what.
after seeing Call of Duty Vanguard, I still think the new Battlefield is gonna be the big
Yeah,
shooter
yeah,
for now.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
so.
So
Yeah, I think Battlefield has all the power to be able to take over FPS. Hopefully. I mean,
yeah,
you never know, but they do have the opportunity to take it because everybody's looking for a new game.
that's true.
If bring a new game out and you're very successful, people are gonna jump on it like crazy.
Yeah.
So, um, you know, bring out. Hopefully, they don't fail us.
Hopefully.
I hope. Yeah.
um, I mean, another game that they showed us at Gamescom that is a sequel was Halo, right? Halo Infinite. We've been talking about it.
Yeah.
We finally got some more information on Halo Infinite. Do you have the same feelings towards Halo Infinite that you do towards Call of Duty?
I have more hope for Halo Infinite just because Halo, yeah, I mean, yes, the same feelings, but I definitely have more hope for Halo than I do um, for Call of Duty, because Call of Duty, they know they have your money no matter what. Halo, I guess, I think we talked about this. They're saying this is not their last shot, but it's their last shot because they've been hyping this up like crazy. This is the one game that they have an opportunity to hit the market, and they're gonna kill it if they do. And if they fail this, I think people are gonna just stop buying it, unless it's free. I mean, unless it's free, in which they are making that this kind of free, right, for some Xbox, the Xbox Game Pass. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's definitely the same
Yeah.
sentiments, but I definitely have more hope for Halo Infinite just because I don't know. It's Bungie. Bungie gives me more hope personally right now
343.
than
343, right?
yeah, or yeah, 350. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, so I'm excited for Halo, and but I'm not gonna buy it. And here's the
yeah, but
thing:
definitely,
they said that the multiplayer is gonna be free when it comes
yeah,
out.
yeah,
With
which is what people
yeah,
want, right?
yeah, that's a first for Halo, that they're gonna make the multiplayer free, and kind of go along
Yeah,
with a lot of these other free multiplayer games that we've been getting: Warzone, Apex, Fortnite, all those. And but they also announced that there's a few modes that a lot of people wanted that aren't going to be available right away because they're still in development.
yeah,
So what people will be paying for at launch, and they gave us a date. They finally gave us a date. So it's, I think, December 8th. It's the second week of December. So right before the holidays, obviously. But that what you're going to be paying for essentially is the campaign, right? But it's not going to have co-op campaign because that's not fully developed yet. It's not going to have, I think it was Forge. They're not going to have
yeah.
that because, again, it's not fully developed yet. So I think it kind of looks like they're under a time crunch to get this out before the holidays so people can buy it. But at the same time, I don't see longtime Halo fans really getting excited about it right now because uh, those are major losses for them, that they don't have those modes available. That it's just going to be campaign you're paying for. And if people want to really try it out, just play the multiplayer. It's free.
Yeah, and I think that's what they should focus on is
Yeah,
multiplayer. The games right now are showing it. If you focus on your multiplayer, you make it free, you make it enjoyable for people, and you make it something that's consistent updates, consistent gameplay. You're gonna
yeah,
succeed. So I don't give that making the multiplayer the best it can is gonna give them time to be able to, I guess, progressively make their co-op and forge better over time.
that's true.
So it's gonna buy them time, I guess, if they're on a
I
time
think
crunch.
they're. It also came out that they're like XP progression, so you can level up in game. It's gonna be dependent on completing challenges within the game. So that's going along the lines of Fortnite and Apex Legends. Like they have
Yeah,
their daily, their weekly challenges that you can complete to get additional XP, additional points to level up, coins so you can get different
yeah,
skins. But the weird thing about this one was that they mentioned that might be the only way to get XP. It might be the only way to progress, to do the challenges. You can't get it just by playing the game, because I know there's so many streamers out there that they'll play games and they don't even worry about the challenges. They just play so much, they get so many kills, they have so many hours put in that they end up getting the currencies that they need so they can buy the skins that they want. But it looks like here they're gonna forcing your hand to actually do the challenges that they're gonna be coming out with. So
yeah. I mean, they're probably gonna give them the option to pay for it, and those streamers are gonna end
that's
up
true.
paying
The
for it
streamers will
anyways.
favor it, but then gamers like myself, I saw a lot of backlash on that online. There's
Yeah,
a few streamers that I follow that are Halo streamers, like the homie Matified Gaming. If you haven't heard him, follow him. I'll throw him in the chat. But yeah, he's a big Halo player, and he's a small streamer. But at the same time, it's like, oh, yeah, the only way you can progress now is by completing these challenges. That kind of sucks for someone small who can't just throw money at the game to buy all the skins, to buy everything that you want.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I think that's rough, man. I think that's rough coming from a Halo fan. It's kind of like doing a disservice to the fans that have been really playing this game for such a long time, for the whole Halo series for such a long time.
But they did say that they're making the battle pass free, didn't they? I think that was
No,
for
the
is
battle pass isn't
that
free.
for
The battle
Halo?
pass is you pay for the battle pass, but you can complete it at any point. The battle passes don't expire.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
so
That's what
you
it said.
can like pay for the battle passes, and you can pay, and then you choose which battle pass you want to uh get XP towards, or to level up, so you can get all the stuff.
Yeah,
Which I think that's a plus. That's a really cool thing that they're doing
yeah,
that no other game is doing right now, and that's
yeah,
gonna be really cool to see play out and to see how it plays out. But again, I think Halo is one I'm still excited for. I'm gonna play the multiplayer. I'm probably not gonna buy the game right away. Is the game coming out on
yeah.
Game Pass? It
It
is,
is.
okay.
Yeah, it
So
is.
I
Yeah,
guess those are.
yeah. And please make the add
Oh
ranked
yeah.
early on, and not wait 2 years like Warzone.
Oh
I don't think Warzone's ever gonna bring out ranked, but I absolutely hate
yeah.
Warzone now because there's no point in playing. It's just there's no ranked. Apex ranked is amazing. There's nothing like Apex ranked, and you're over here losing the Apex because you don't have ranked.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a lot of like I think Nate Shot and a lot of the other
Courage,
Tim the
Nick
Tatman and a lot of the
Merckx.
Courage and everybody
Yeah.
saying all they want is ranked. They just want
Yeah.
ranked. They want something competitive. Give them competitive. Like it's not that hard. I don't
Yeah,
understand
there
it,
was like a
and I
huge,
think it's just that
huge exodus recently, right? Of all these
yeah,
streamers.
because of
Yeah, it
ranked.
was all ranked, because, and
Yeah,
that's all they really want. They
yeah.
just want ranked.
It's not that hard.
They're mad at the skill based matchmaking, and all that. And I agree. I think skill based matchmaking should be higher and really like prevalent when it comes to ranked, because that's what you're doing. You're grinding.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
exactly yeah.
and then
Yeah,
make it
you're
less
just
so.
you're separating the people who
Yeah, and
care.
make it less so when
You're
you're
separating
doing
the people who
quick play.
care.
Like, I'm gonna be playing a lot of
Yeah,
these games, and I want to play just a casual game with friends that are not the same rank as me. So we'll just go casual, and that's fine, and then we can
yeah,
play together. But just tossing everyone in one, and then putting skill based matchmaking all the way up, and I mean it doesn't become fun anymore. Like, you can't, especially for streamers, or content creators that aren't always necessarily playing to grind and to win. Like, sometimes they're in there just trying to be like, hey, this is how you can use this gun to win your games. And
or just have
yeah, they're
content.
just
Yeah,
trying to create
and
content.
have content where everyone's just trying to be a
Yeah,
sweaty
exactly.
24/7 on Warzone. And it's like sometimes you just want to chill, just drop and frag out, and that it's
Yeah,
just it's impossible when you have 30 sweaties in your lobby just trying to get the last win for what? What are you trying to get a win for?
yeah.
Like
So yeah,
it literally doesn't do
a lot
anything
of
for
them
you.
jumped to Apex because of that for a good while. I saw a lot of them grinding on Apex, and it
Yeah.
was
Nick Burks is still on it. I think Tifu jumped on it.
yeah.
There's yeah, Apex is the I guess the hottest game right now. I would say at least
Yeah,
FPS
I think
wise.
I started seeing some of them jump back to Warzone, but I think that's just to mix it up a bit.
Yeah.
But even then, yeah, Apex got a huge boost streamer wise. So that yeah, I really hope these new games that are coming out, that they really take notes and see. I mean, at this point, Call of Duty Vanguard's gonna come out. I'm expecting a battle royale to come out with it, and maybe we'll get a competitive mode then.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't see
hopefully they do
Warzone doing
because
it anytime soon, though.
Warzone had the opportunity to be a long running game. Their graphics are ass, but besides that, they had a good game, and if they had ranked, they would have lasted a long
Yeah.
time. I think they kept going. So if Vanguard comes out with a battle royale, then that'd be great.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully they, like you said, they learn from the mistakes of Warzone, and hopefully they do well because battle royale. Everybody wants us to play battle royales. I know they kind of get a little tough to play almost every day, but
Yeah.
battle royales are fun. They're constant, content. I guess you
Yep.
could say. It's constant battle.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to play battle royales. So
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what comes up from these games. Uh, Going back to Gamescom, there was this one game that stood out to me, which I actually played the older games, and that's Saints Row, and they're remaking it. They're bringing it back. I think it, from the trailer and from what I've read online, it looks like they're going back to the original roots of Saints Row, right? where you have your different groups, your different gangs that are uh trying to figure out in the city, and it's an open world, and but there's still like that hint of like ridiculousness in there, right? It's still funny,
Yeah.
it's still ridiculous, and I remember the original Saints Row, and the first like 2 3 Saints Rows. You start getting into like aliens and stuff, and all that stuff was actually really fun, and I thought it was really cool. It was funny, playing through those. But the later titles got really ridiculous, and I think it kind of took away from what the game originally was, and and it looks like the developers really listened, because they came out with Saints Row and they showed the trailer at Gamescom, and it looks like they're just taking a step back and they're remaking it like from scratch, and it looks really good. I think it looked really good.
Yeah, it did. It did, and people love open world games like that, and everyone on Grand Theft Auto
Yep.
maybe jumped to Saints Row. You know, there's no Grand Theft Auto 6,
Yeah.
so you know we'll be waiting another 5-10 years for that. So right now, Saints Row could take over that market of open world you know shooters like that. So
Yeah.
it looked really good, and you know it seems like they learned from their mistakes. At least that's what they were
Yeah.
saying in their when their developers were talking.
Yeah.
So it looks pretty
Yeah,
good.
I'm excited for it. And for Saints Row coming in, I think it's gonna bring another competitor for GTA, which is always good. Competition. We talked about it on the channel before. Competition's always good, and give GTA some run for its money. Who knows? Maybe we'll start seeing some Saints Row servers pop up, right? And have some really funny like role playing, kind of like they do over
Yeah,
on
yeah.
GTA. I think it'd be really fun to see. With
Yeah, and imagine having your own
yeah.
gang, your own little gang on Saints Row roleplay. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. Like you
So
know,
I'm really
yeah,
hoping, I have my fingers crossed for Saints Row Online, where you can really do those types of things and pull up your own servers and do all that. I think it'd be really cool. I think it'd be fun. I'm hoping it's not just a one player game like story mode and play through it once and you're done
yeah.
type of thing. Uh,
That I mean that's what these companies should learn from these games that are doing so well. Like GTA, just there's so much modability, just where you can create your own game. It's just you don't have to give people only your game. You
yeah,
know, give them ability to Minecraft, Grand Theft Auto. There's so many games that are modded, and you know, these games are just they're booming because there's just so much creation, so much creativity.
yep,
Give people the creativity to be able to create your game for you,
exactly.
essentially.
Yep. So yeah, excited about that one. They showed a Death Stranding director's cut again. I'm still not too excited about
Yeah.
that. I mean they're doing. It looks like a couple of these developers are actually starting to release director's cuts, and I think it's
Mm.
just really weird, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's all coming from, and they call it a director's cut. To me, it just looks like DLC because they actually have added story, but it's a standalone game that you can actually purchase, and it's the full game plus the director's cut.
Yeah.
So it actually adds a couple hours to the full like gameplay. So I mean, it was a good game. It was a fun game. It's definitely one of those games that were almost seemed like Death Stranding was trying to create its own genre type of thing.
Yeah.
Obviously didn't stick too much because I think more because it's a single player game and people are just gonna play them once and then move on. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was interesting, and I think I would leave it at that. It's not something I'm clamoring for that I'm gonna say I'm definitely gonna get the director's cut so I can play through the whole game again. Uh, so yeah, I think I would just leave it at that. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it's nothing eye opening. It looks pretty interesting. I've never played it myself,
Yeah,
so I guess maybe it gives people the ability who haven't played it before. Maybe they're just more interested this time
yeah.
around. But if the replayability is not there, yeah, I don't know.
Um, one game that I was actually really excited for, and it actually came up on the other podcast, the Heroes and Mutants podcast, where we talk about superheroes. We're talking about Marvel's Midnight Suns. So they're
Yeah,
taking it's different characters that they're using. They're using different superheroes. They're using some of the originals, like Blade, Ghost Rider, um, and Wolverine. But they're adding new characters to this video game, and thank God it's not produced, or yeah, it's not being done by Square Enix, because we all know what Square Enix did with Marvel's Avengers. That game was rough. We've talked about it several times on this podcast. And I mean, the new DLC, the Black Panther DLC for Marvel's Avengers, is doing really well. It's a really good story. A lot of people played it, but again, the multiplayer aspect of it just kind of sucks. The creators of this new game, Marvel Midnight Suns, is actually the same creators that did XCOM. So I'm an XCOM fan, right? I really like XCOM 1, XCOM 2. The just the turn-based strategy game in general, like I think they really defined that, and they did it really well, right? If you've never played XCOM, I definitely recommend it. I think it's super cheap on Steam. You can go and get it, and it's really turn-based strategy. Like you have your team, and you choose where you want to move them, almost if they were like chess pieces, and then you choose, okay, you're gonna shoot this person, and depending on the angle of where you are is a percentage of whether you hit them or not. So there's definitely strategy there on making sure you have the right angle to get the gunshot off and kill the aliens and all that. So that's XCOM. So they're created Midnight Sun. So the fact that they're bringing this strategy uh, type of game for a Marvel Universe game, I think it's gonna be really cool. Cause like if you look at this trailer, they have so many Marvel characters in there, and Marvel characters that we haven't seen in video games in a while, like Blade, for example. Like I don't think many of these, like Blade or Ghost Rider, we haven't seen.
Ghost
Maybe
Rider,
we
yeah.
saw in Marvel vs. Capcom at some point. Other than that, we haven't really seen them in video games, and I'm really excited to play this game. I think this is one of the ones I got more excited for, even though they didn't show any gameplay. They
Yeah.
didn't show any gameplay for it, so that's the only thing that kind of made me like take a step back. But I do think it might take more inspiration from like the Ultimate Alliance Marvel games, which did really well, and which I really enjoyed playing with my friends. And that was more of a couch game, right? It was just split screen, playing on the couch with friends. It was like four of us, four controllers, and that was really cool. So I think and I hope Marvel Midnight Suns is gonna go that route. Uh, what do you think? What do you think of this trailer?
Yeah, it looked pretty cool. I love seing Ghost
Oh
Rider. I
yeah,
love Ghost Rider, and I feel like he's not shown enough. You know, maybe because he's a little too dark, I
maybe.
guess. But uh, I love Ghost Rider, and that's what I was watching like I guess an explanation of the video of the game, and they were talking about how a lot of the Marvel video games are more I guess focusing on the light instead of the dark.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the superhero aspect, like these are superheroes, but they're more I guess bad. I guess you call them badass superheroes.
Yeah,
I guess I don't know how to explain them, but it definitely gave it a
yeah.
different spin
Couple
of
anti-heroes.
Marvel
Yep.
superheroes. Yeah, anti-heroes. Yeah, you call them. Yeah, yeah. It looked pretty cool. You know, hopefully they did learn from Marvel Avengers. Like you said, it was a big
Yeah.
flop. So you know,
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. That was the biggest one for me at the Gamescom. I think
yeah.
that one and maybe Doc V were the two bigger surprises for me that I really enjoyed seeing.
Yeah.
Um, was there any others that you wanted to add?
Mm,
Huh?
no, I think they showed a bit of Far Cry
Yeah,
as
they did.
well
Yeah,
again, but I mean that they've showed so much of
yeah,
Far Cry. Like at this point, what else is
yeah,
new? But no, not much. I thought it was pretty good. Like you said, it was better than
yeah,
E3. It seemed more low key, not too much hype, but you know, people were pretty happy.
yeah,
And Doc B, yeah, yeah. I mean, competitor to Pokemon is big
yep,
news. So we all love Pokemon and that kind of style of
yeah.
gameplay. So that's what we all grew up on. So definitely, I'm excited to try
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, that was Gamescom. If you want to check out all of Gamescom, is actually on YouTube. I think it's a couple hours if you want to actually go through the full Gamescom premieres. I think it was 2 or 3 days that they did. So yeah, if you want to check that out, it's on YouTube. So go ahead, check it out for yourself. See if there's any games that we missed that you want us to talk about. Let us know. Let us know in the comments. One thing I wanted to get into today. So obviously, aside from the China news and Gamescom, I wanted to talk about streaming. Every podcast we talk a little bit about streaming, but there's been some big, major changes in streaming recently, and two of them are both Dr. Lupo and Tim the Tent Man making the jump to YouTube gaming. These two, it actually came one right after the other, right? It was Dr. Looper one day, and then the next day, Tim Tatman, it was all over his social media that he was going to YouTube gaming as well. And it was on the same day that they were talking about the a day off Twitch, right? So for those that don't know, a day off Twitch, a lot of people were kind of protesting Twitch to battle against like bots and specifically hate bots and hate raids that were happening on Twitch, and especially a lot of smaller streamers are getting a lot of hate bots happening, and all that like really sucks. It really sucks, especially if you're a small streamer. If you're a bigger streamer, it makes the chat almost like unbearable, where you just turn off the chat and you only watch the stream, which sucks because the chat is a major part of the streaming, right? Like the interaction that you have with the streamer, and that the streamer can go through the chat and talk to you. Like that's a big part of streaming. And just Twitch hasn't really done anything about it. So it was organized, I think, just through a hashtag, a day off Twitch. They picked the date that they were going to do that. But then and that actually happened. A lot of people took the day off Twitch. I know there's a lot of streamers out there who are under contract to actually like go on Twitch and still play. So obviously those types of people were still on Twitch, but the numbers just went way down that day. Like people really like took it to heart and didn't go on Twitch to either stream or to watch streamers. But that same day was when Tim the Tatman said that he was going to YouTube gaming. And then again, the day earlier, Dr. Lupo was moving to YouTube gaming, and that's a big loss, I think, for Twitch. Like I'm imagining some of the people over there. I'm imagining a lot of the people over at Twitch just in shambles, just trying to figure out what do we do? We're losing our content creators. Like I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy to see these two big names, like big names. Like these were at one point it was just like them two, Ninja and Courage at the top, especially in the Fortnite days, and now three of those four are on YouTube gaming exclusively. And I know Courage is ecstatic to have them over on YouTube gaming because he's been over on YouTube gaming for a really long time.
Yeah, he's killing.
Yeah, and he's killing it over there. And I know it was crazy to see, and I was kind of excited about it because the more legs that competitors get, the better it is overall. What do you think about this?
I'm not gonna say I've always been against Twitch. I don't like Twitch's ethics. I've never liked their ethics. I think they're an unethical company that they've always been. The same company. They brush everything off, and all it takes is one competitor to come over here and create something as good as Twitch for Twitch to just go down the drain. Because what's keeping Twitch alive is their content creators, not their platform, because their platform is pretty bad. I mean, it's pretty trash, personally. Like I said, they do a lot of things right, but they do a lot of things wrong.
Yeah.
But if they keep losing these streamers, they're gonna find themselves in a hole that they're not gonna like. Personally, I think, and I think they have this elitist mentality where they're like, oh, we're not gonna go anywhere. You know, we're Twitch, we run this thing, and they lost Dr. Disrespect because of legal reasons. Apparently, there's something Doc is trying to sue them now. So that, and then obviously Ninja left for a reason, and they handled that terribly. Now he's back, but you know, there's been a lot of issues with Twitch, and I see Tim the Tatman and Dr. Lupo leaving as maybe people will
Yeah.
follow. I'm not sure if that's something that obviously people are under
Yeah.
contract. But if the reason to go to YouTube, I think personally, is more because it makes it easier for them to actually focus on their YouTube content and also stream on YouTube at the same time than have to manage both YouTube
Yeah.
and Twitch. So they're getting more views on their channel by actually streaming on YouTube, which the money. Not saying the money's going to be better by them posting videos, but if they're doing already the videos, there's no reason why they have to be streaming on
Yeah.
Twitch. Especially if YouTube is going to work better on their YouTube Live, um, the YouTube Gaming, and then they're gonna, the only thing is YouTube. I think you can't gift subs,
Yeah, I mean,
or you can't
YouTube Gaming
gift
has
that's stuff that they need to
yeah.
work on
Twitch
for
still
sure.
has a lot of stuff that YouTube Gaming can't do, right?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
And like for example, raids, right? At the end of your stream, transferring
Yeah,
your stream the people there to another one, it doesn't really happen. I think Dr. Disrespect actually talked about that on one of his lives. He said it's like a black hole for your chat. It's like as soon as you end, like the thousands of people
it's
that were
gone.
there just are gone. So they aren't
Yeah,
transferred anywhere. They don't go anywhere. They're just gone. Um, but I do think that the algorithms for YouTube are gonna make more sense for streamers.
yeah,
And YouTube Gaming, like the heads of YouTube Gaming, are very like they're on social media. They're talking about all this, right? And
yeah.
and
Ryan
all the
Wyatt.
time they're saying we're listening, we're working with our content creators, we want to do better by them, and it's really cool to see how much easier it is for smaller streamers to get discovered on YouTube than it is on Twitch. On Twitch, for example, if like for example, me, I love Teamfight Tactics, right? If I go on Twitch and I look up Teamfight Tactics, it's not going to show me small streamers. It's going to show me the first few bars are going to be all the streamers that have the highest view counts, and I really have to scroll all the way down to find some small streamers. Whereas on YouTube, there's been some TFT people like Redox, for example, who I find he's a small streamer, and I found because I was looking at big streamers, and I was checking out their YouTube videos and their lives, and then on in my home page, it just got recommended one day. It's like, hey, like he had made a video, like a short like 8 minute clip. I watched the clip, I
Yeah,
liked it, and then the next day he showed up again on my channel and or on my feed, and it was his live, and I clicked on it, and now I was watching him live. So it doesn't work the same way as Twitch, and I know that people are kind of annoyed with it. I was talking to a couple people online about it because they're like, no, like why would you switch to YouTube? You can't even search it by game, like and it's true. It doesn't work like Twitch where I can click on a game like Apex Legends and I see everyone that's streaming Apex Legends. It doesn't work like that yet. But I can definitely like search Apex Legends and it'll give me and it'll give me like videos and clips and creators for the game. Um, Maybe if they create their own like separate website, like just YouTube Gaming, or even like a separate app on your phone that will work like Twitch, I think that would be really cool to see.
yeah,
But again, I think YouTube is more likely to make those changes to make that happen. And so far,
yeah.
Twitch isn't listening to their content creators, and that's why they're leaving. A lot of people are saying they left for the money. I'm sure that has something to do with it. But I mean,
Oh,
someone
of
like Tim
course,
the
yeah,
Tap Man, who's had like multiple hundreds of thousands of people on his Twitch channel all the time, going over to YouTube Gaming and only having 100,000 his first day, um, doesn't seem like a big money move, right? Like I'm
yeah,
sure
yeah,
YouTube Gaming gave him like a really good contract and they figured all that out. But at the same time, it's like you're gonna have less people for now, but I think they're really working on it. And the first stream after Tim the Tatman moved over, I think it was Tim, Lupo, Courage, and Doctor Disrespect played Warzone,
yeah,
and I'm sure that was hella fun to watch, right? Like getting those four guys on again. It's really cool to see. Um, and I think it's all good. I think it's again competition with Twitch will always be good. Um, Twitch is
yeah,
forced to listen right now, and they really need to do something. Especially there's
yeah.
also rumors. I don't know if you had heard. Nick Merck's contract with Twitch is up, and
Yeah.
the rumors are
Oh,
there because he announced that he had signed a contract with Twitch before Tim the Tatman and Dr. Lupo. Obviously, Tim and Lupo's were up because they just moved to YouTube Gaming, so everyone's like, "Well, Nick Merckx hasn't announced anything yet." But honest to God,
yeah.
if Nick Merckx leaves Twitch and goes to YouTube, that's gonna be like a
I mean, I think he's the highest subbed, or one of the highest sub people
now,
on
yeah,
Twitch. If I'm not mistaken, it's him and maybe Hassan. I'm not sure if Hassan, and there's a
yeah,
few other ones that are the
XQC,
highest.
yeah, they're probably up there.
XQC, yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but I mean, Nick Merckx right now because more and more are leaving, and Nick Merckx is like the king of Twitch right now, especially when it comes to these
yeah,
shooters like Warzone and Apex Legends. Most people are gonna be most of the people that didn't follow Tim the Tatman to YouTube Gaming are just gonna start watching Nick Merckx. That's what I think.
yeah. And Nick Mertz's his community is super
Oh
loyal to
yeah,
him. The
oh
M
yeah, that's
fam
true.
is super loyal. So because Nick Mertz has been a big part of a lot of organizations, a lot of
Yeah,
communities. Um, and like you said, yeah, like I said, Tim the Tatman has a big YouTube channel. Courage had a big YouTube channel. Dr. Loop has a big
yep,
YouTube channel. So now it makes it easier for them to be able to promote their YouTube channel along with their stream, along with them. Hey, go watch my video. They literally just have to click outside right on their YouTube, instead of having to go Twitch and then having to open up your YouTube. Promoting your YouTube on your Twitch and stuff like that.
yeah,
And Nick Burks has a big YouTube channel
yep,
as well.
yeah, he
So
does.
I wouldn't blame him for going over there.
Yeah,
So it'd be a big move, and
yeah, and
YouTube gaming is ran by Ryan
yep,
Wyatt. I think he's the head. He was ex Octa Gaming. He worked with he's ex Nate Shot teammate. So he has a lot of ties with the community,
yep,
with gaming in general. And Twitch is ran by like a bunch of freaking
Amazon.
a bunch of
Yeah,
bozos. And yeah, but I mean the people actually running Twitch, they're a bunch of bozos in my
yeah,
eyes that don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't understand the community. They don't understand. They're money hungry people, and I personally don't like that. And I hope YouTube actually does something and actually follows through with this
yeah,
opportunity, because they do have an opportunity to actually make this a possibility.
yeah,
YouTube is such a prominent name. People know YouTube over Twitch. As gamers, obviously know Twitch, but you tell people what's YouTube and what's Twitch, they're gonna tell
what
you what
YouTube is.
everyone knows
Yep,
YouTube. So they
yeah,
have an opportunity here. Either that or a new company comes out of nowhere, but we've already seen with Mixer that's not very easy.
oh yeah,
So YouTube has the opportunity to actually do something. There's no reason why they shouldn't have raids. There's no reason why they shouldn't have gift
yeah.
subs. Just get it done, whatever way
Yeah, and
possible.
I think they will.
Because
I think they will. I think it takes
yeah,
time,
yeah,
but as they see the community growing and really getting behind YouTube, they'll start making those changes. And
yeah,
and yeah, it's all going to be really good in my opinion. And
yeah. And like you said, having a different
yep,
platform, a different app,
yeah,
um, that's not just so clustered with YouTube, where you don't have to actually go on YouTube and go into the guy's channel and look at no, you go to YouTube gaming app and you find all the streamers, just pure streaming, no videos. Maybe you can have a link to someone's video that takes you to their YouTube and stuff like that. But having a platform that they can actually use just for streaming is something they should do. They should definitely look
yeah.
into.
But as of now, I would say if someone's a small streamer right now, I would say you need to start putting out YouTube content and streaming on YouTube
Yeah,
versus Twitch.
it should be. Yeah, you should be
I
doing
yeah,
that, or either putting on YouTube content and then streaming on
yep,
Twitch, or YouTube content and streaming on
yeah.
YouTube. You should
I
be
mean,
doing both,
it
because
works really
that's
well.
just
Like
easy exposure.
yeah, like dude, I opened up my YouTube app right now, and it showed. Well, I obviously follow Quickscope podcast, and literally on my first feed, it just showed Quickscope podcast has gone live, so I can click in and watch the live. And we're small, right? There we had what a total like 5 viewers at one point, so
Yeah,
it's really small, but the algorithm for my phone has it so that if I open it up, and it's from my profile, right, not from the Quickscope podcast profile. I open it up, it's gonna show me, hey, you've liked this videos, you subscribe to this person. Here,
stuff.
they're live right now. Go and check it out. And then if you go to anyone that's live right now and you go to the actual channel, it just shows their live right away at the top, so you can click on it. So I don't know, having it all in one place like that, I think is really useful. It's gonna be really good for content creators, especially for gaming. So yeah, so I mean, if you're a small streamer, that's what I think. I think you're a small streamer. You really should be at least putting out YouTube videos also on top of streaming on Twitch. Um,
Even if it's just your recaps of your
exactly, yeah.
streams, you know, it's just easy content. It's easy content, and you're getting more exposure. You're getting more eyes, different eyes. You know, maybe then they'll go to your Twitch. You know, it's just it makes sense to do both.
Well, with these people jumping over from Twitch to YouTube, you actually came up with this question: is do you think that creators make a platform, or can they survive without their stars? Like, can the platform survive without the stars?
I personally think that they can survive without the stars. A few of them, but once you start losing all of them, you're gonna see people, I guess, wonder why they're leaving, I guess, and question that, and then see, why are people leaving Twitch? For what reasons? Maybe they'll look into it and they'll see why Twitch is in a lot of these issues or why people leave. Like you see, I'm still on Twitch. People are still on Twitch. I'm going to still watch Twitch. It's just easier to consume. But if definitely more of the streamers that I watch are on YouTube, I switch to YouTube. And they made it easier for me to watch, I'd switch to YouTube. I'm definitely not there because I love Twitch. It's not that. It's just easier to consume. There's a lot more content creators there that are easier to watch. The raids are nice. Like you said, the raids are nice. Gifting subs, all that definitely is in Twitch's favor. But if YouTube gets all that stuff, there's no reason why I'd be on YouTube. I mean on Twitch, sorry.
Yeah, I think the platform can survive. I think, man, I even think Twitch is kind of going away from the gaming and focusing on, like, if you go on and see they're just chatting.
Yeah.
Like,
just chatting is bigger.
It's like their biggest thing right now.
Like 400,000 people instead of with like 100,000 people watching the biggest game.
Just chatting. There's the music channels. There's obviously the hot tubs one, which was very controversial because it's just chatting also, but with a hot tub. And yeah, so I mean, people are watching these, and I think Twitch kind of started getting away from it just being for gamers. And hopefully YouTube gaming, I mean, it's in the name, YouTube gaming. Hopefully if they do create their own consistent platform, their own application, their own like site, hopefully that'll be just for gaming, and we can.
Yeah, but see, YouTube has morals that they've had. Yeah, in the past they've had some issues, but they usually crack down on that stuff. They have their guidelines. They're very strict on them. Mm-hmm. They don't falter from them. They stick to them. And YouTube kind of has this gray line of like, you can't pass this line, but if you're this person, you can. Yeah. And then if you're this person, you could pass it maybe a little more. And then you're this person, you could pass a little. Like just people don't like to see that. The small streamer gets upset when someone gets banned for 7 days for driving and texting, and then this other big streamer gets banned for 1 day for driving and texting. Like, that just doesn't make you feel right as a content creator. Or this person gets banned for hot tub stream, but this person is still doing hot tub stream. Like, that just doesn't make you feel good as a content creator. So
and then with Twitch, their guidelines are all over the place and sometimes hidden. It's like where Dr. Disrespect.
It's just so that they can have gray areas. That's literally what they want, is to have gray areas to where they can say, oh, you know what, but we interpret it this way. You might interpret it this way, but we interpreted it this way.
Yeah. It was the same thing with Doc, right? For the longest time, he got banned from Twitch, and he had no idea why. Now that he has found out why, he's suing them. But I think with YouTube, I think they do a much better job at like going through, like, if you create a channel and you go through their content creation like class, like, you can actually go through it and they'll say, okay, this is what's acceptable, this is what is not. If something is not acceptable, we'll give you a strike. We'll send you this email explaining exactly what is wrong, and they give you the opportunity to just like cut that part out of the video so you can remove the strike. Like, they're very like procedural and organized in how content creators are going to be on their platform, and I think it's because they have to be, because there's millions, if not billions, of videos being uploaded there that need to be checked, right? And So yeah, so for that reason, I think they're really strict about it, and they know what they're doing. Whereas Twitch almost seems like they're winging it at times, right? They're just like,
Yeah,
oh,
at all time,
at
at
all
all
times,
times.
yeah,
I think they're winging it at all times because yeah, Twitch. I really don't like watching Twitch. Like, I love Twitch, but I don't like watching Twitch because of Twitch. Like, if that
yeah,
makes sense. Like, Twitch just makes me sometimes I
yeah.
just
I
wanna.
watch Twitch. I watch Twitch for the creators, for
Yeah,
the
definitely.
content they're putting out, and I really
Yeah,
enjoy that. And because it's a platform that really created that initially for gamers. But
yeah.
as an organization, I think Twitch needs to do better. And I think with Tim Tatman and Dr. Lupo leaving, with the whole protest against Twitch for a day, I think all that is really making them think. And hopefully it'll bring about some changes over at Twitch as well.
Hopefully. Yeah, because we'd love to have both.
Yep.
There should be an option to have both.
Yeah.
Like you said, competition is good for both for us, the consumer.
Yeah.
So um, if they both survive, that'd be good for us. Hopefully, they
Yeah.
both stick to their, or at least Twitch gets better and YouTube gets better because YouTube still has a long way to go too. They're definitely not at the point where they can take over Twitch.
Nope,
So
not yet.
they have a lot of work to go to.
Yeah. All right, so that wraps up our stream. As always, we're gonna end with our recommendations for the week. So, what you got for a recommendation?
I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
Splitgate. I mean, give it a try. If you honestly, it looks like a literally lame game, some kind of made in the 1990s game, but it's fun, man. If you love Halo, if you love that style, it's honestly it's Halo. It's
yeah,
literally Halo with portals, and then it plays well. I mean, I loved it. My friends loved it. They're like I told them just download this game Splitgate, and they're like, what the hell are you putting me
yeah.
on this bootleg ass Halo game?
It really looks
And
like that, but
it's
it's a
fun.
brand new game.
Yeah,
But it plays
yeah,
smoothly.
no,
It
it's
plays really smoothly.
it does. It plays really well. The game modes are awesome. Um, the guns are, there's not, I don't have any complaints. I guess off the last few weeks I've been playing it, it's been fun.
Yeah. Uh, Definitely. My recommendation is gonna be Pokemon Unite. That's the one I've been playing. That's the one I can play right now. Until we get a better schedule for the Swing Girls. But for now, it's been enough. And I've been having fun with it. And
Yeah.
definitely if you don't have a Switch, just wait for, I think it's September 15th. It's gonna come out on mobile,
Oh,
and give it a shot. I think it'll be
yeah.
really fun. Just something quick. Again, 5-10 minute games just to kill time here and there. Can never go wrong with that. But yeah, but
I feel like everyone's always looking for a mobile game for
yeah,
sure, so that's gonna be one of
yeah,
those.
another one for your phone. But yeah,
Yeah.
and we'll throw our gamer tags in the description here. So if you guys want to add us, play some Splitgate, play some Pokemon Unite, definitely let us know. But yeah, that wraps up our podcast. Thanks again for joining us. Again, we're Quickscope Podcast, brought to you by Higher Passion. Make sure to check out all the other podcasts for Higher Passion. We were just on a podcast for Sports Dogs. We did a NFL draft. We just did
Yeah.
a Heroes and Mutants podcast, and we talked about Suicide Squad, and we're gonna talk about upcoming Shang-Chi. So check that out. Yeah, and check out all our other podcasts. So we're out here grinding, and we really appreciate all the fans, all the likes, all the comments. Let us know what you want to see more of, and make sure to go out there and play some games. So see you guys later. GG's.
Later. GG's.